This is your Diamond insight of the alleged hints to change the constitution in favor of the incumbency. It appears politicians in Zambia never learn lessons, or could we say that power has a way of obscuring logic? In last Friday's opening of the fourth session of the 13th National Assembly, millions of Zambians anxiously looked forward to listening to words of hope of how the New Dawn administration had outlined to cushion the impact of the acute electricity deficit. But what has been the outcome? A complete opposite occurred. We have cautiously watched President Hakainde Hichilema's appointees alongside their political emissaries hold press briefings and rebut social media posts over contrasting interpretations on the president's comment on lacunae in the constitution. An extract from the part of the 3-hour speech that raised dust, we quote, "After all, some of your constituencies are too big. I don't understand the wisdom of how members of parliament were taken out of the council chambers. After all, some lacunae can lead to a situation where we could have no general election for 8 years. This is not a joke. Yes, we could have no elections for 8 or 9 years. These lacunae sit in the constitution. I am not sure what they were intending to do." End of quote. It is evident that the aforementioned sentiments do not sit well with various sections of society that allege that President Hichilema seeks to consolidate an agenda to prolong his stay in office. As much as authorities have repeatedly refuted the claims, likening them to cheap politicking, there are some stakeholders who are of the view the presidential comment was no accident and was actually an alleged preparatory move in the minds of citizens of what is to come. Critics have laid it bare that Article 52, subsection 6 of the Constitution provides, and we quote, that where a candidate dies, resigns, or becomes disqualified in accordance with Article 70, 100, or 153, or a court disqualifies a candidate for corruption or malpractice after the close of nominations and before the election date, the Electoral Commission of Zambia shall cancel the election and require the filing of fresh nominations by eligible candidates, and elections shall be held within 30 days of the filing of these fresh nominations. End of quote. It is on that premise of the law that some doubt the cancellations of these elections would never result in a prolonged 9-year delay to hold a general election. Equally, the Law Association of Zambia has given its position by emphasizing that while there might be some lacunae in the Constitution of the Zambia Amendment Act No. 2 of 2016, the date for holding a general election is cast in stone. In a 2-page statement, the legal body states that the law on holding general elections is very clear, as Article 56(1) of the Constitution states that elections shall be held on the second Thursday of August every 5 years after the last general elections. LAS further urges strict adherence to the constitutional dictates to continue sustaining the nation's robust and functioning democracy, epitomized through the right by citizens to elect their leaders. There is so much that can be said from last Friday's speech on the floor of Parliament, but like earlier alluded to, the head of state missed an opportunity to offer hope on the harsh living conditions citizens are subjected to. Of course, the president wields the authority to dissect various pressing national affairs. However, we must be a nation of priorities, and in the current situation, what needs attention is obvious. It is pointless to spark anger in a population that is hungry. People want solutions, not the misplaced repetitive emphasis on plans to delimitate constituencies and restore members of parliament sitting in council chambers that only goes to appease the minority over the desperate majority. Late renowned evangelist Miles Monroe once said, and we quote, that our life is the sum total of all the decisions we make every day, and those decisions are determined by our priorities. End of quote.